Well. I feel like I was just here a couple days ago. I mean, I live here, but, you know.
Well, who do we have here?
Hey, y'all.
Welcome to the Chucano Podcast.
Welcome. Good morning.
I'm joined today by
With thee.
one of my great friends here, Mr. Lex Morales.
Buenos días.
You can catch him on the podcast Talking Wild with Jake and Lex.
Real wild.
And how you been, man?
Good. It's a beautiful Sunday, you know.
Beautiful Sunday.
Relaxed, you know. Had some breakfast.
Yeah.
And I'm ready.
We're going to have a real special episode today, guys, which is the reason why I got my boy here. I've been thinking about this. I've been thinking about this idea for a while, and I really wanted to go through a couple of song meanings of mine that I've had. Now, as of now, you know that my musical journey has spanned about a good 20 years now. And I've always tried to write original music throughout the entire process. And I've gone through a lot of phases, as most musicians do. As they keep going, they keep growing, they keep learning. And I want to go through some song meanings, man, because I've always felt like the meaning of the song has always hit me the hardest. I love the instrumentation, you know, I love the groove and stuff. But I've always been mindful of that the fact that the majority of people who listen to music are not musicians. They're music lovers. And one thing that they can relate to right away is they can relate to the words and the story behind the music. So not only have I tried to get better and better as a musician on my instrument and on my voice, but I've always tried to get better at my storytelling. And my boy Lex here, he's been with me since the beginning. He's been my number one fan for a long time, and that's why I got him on here to get his perspective and his ideas of how the songs how it took to him, and I know that if I have him here, we can talk a lot of bullshit.
I mean, honestly, there's quite a few of your songs that just fuck me up. Like, drunk or sober. Like, there's been songs that just fuck.
So let's go to the beginning, man.
You know,
which one can you think of off the top of your head?
I mean, off the top of my head, one of the good ones. I mean, you have a lot. Like, there's some from middle school.
Yeah.
That just fucking that Devin has somewhere on a fucking CD, and I mean the middle school shit that you guys recorded, and. You know, there's all those, and then there's so many. One of the ones that really fucked me up the first time I heard it was Answering Machine.
Oh shit!
Like, because you're like, okay, look, I got the song and you sang it to me acoustically, and we were at the studio at Aaron's parents' house.
Yeah. And
I got there early for practice, and I heard it, and it fucked me up, man. Like I shed a tear, and I was like, God damn, like it was one of those songs that you can kind of, that it would make you think about who, you know, the love of your life is, and you're fucking dying, and all you want to do is hear their voice.
Yeah. And
you don't. And it made me think of, you know, I guess the love of my life, and like, fuck, like, she won't fucking answer. Like, I'm over here bleeding on the street, and this bitch won't answer. You know? But yeah, no, there's quite a few, man. Like, Lonely Day Parade fucks me up. Like,
oh yeah, that's an old school one.
There's a lot of, I think you do great with the music you do now. I think it's fucking awesome. I think you do better than people that have been doing it for fucking years and years.
It's different.
It is.
It's different from everything I've
ever
done.
Is. It's very different. But the old music is what kicks me in the fucking balls. You know what I'm saying?
It's like you remember the time where you were at.
Yes, a lot of music, man. Like,
let's get into it, man. Let's talk about Answering Machine. I'd like to play that song for you. I'm gonna try to pull it up and play it. One time I was driving downtown. Now, Answering Machine, when it goes to my catalog, this song was in the time when I was in a band called the Blue Throne Poets. We were Angel Syndrome before, and we had jumped into the Blue Throne Poets because we changed our style. We weren't leaning more towards metal this time. We were leaning more towards hard rock alternative. And that's when we changed our name to Blue Throne Poets. And this is around... this was after high school, this particular song. And I remember driving downtown. And I remember, like, imagining the story in my head, like, oh, man, imagine, like, I'm downtown, I go park, I'm walking down the street. Imagine I get mugged, you know. It was just an idea out of sheer boredom. I wasn't really.
Yeah,
like,
it's just shit right through your head.
I wasn't really like doom panicking or anything, but.
I think we were like 23 or so when you wrote it.
22, 23.
Yeah.
And I remember this whole scenario playing out in my head where this guy gets mugged and he doesn't have any money. Obviously, he doesn't have any money because I didn't have any fucking money. I never do. And I'm a musician. And, well, it's a robbery gone wrong. He gets shot. He goes down. And what is he doing while he's waiting for the ambulance to get there? He thinks about the girl that he loves. He thinks about that they're not together. So he gives her a call, you know, as he's waiting for the ambulance. He gives her a call. And he just tells her everything that was going through his head. And he's just telling her, like, his regrets and things like that and how it all went down. And then, you know, she doesn't answer, obviously, so he gets her answer machine. Duh. And I don't know till this day if he dies or not.
I was going to say, does he live?
I don't know.
I mean, honestly.
I have not made the decision, and I still haven't. Like, this is, like, over 12 years later, and I still haven't made the decision whether he dies or not in this song. So I leave it up to your interpretation. I don't know if he does or not, but he leaves her a message on the answering machine. And this song was so unique because this is the first time I wrote a song not talking about myself. I was talking about them, they, him, her. I wasn't talking about me.
Yeah. Dude,
I've never been able to write a song in that category before. Yeah. I've never been able to write a song about somebody else's experience, about somebody else, about it happening to someone else. Like
something you haven't been through.
Yeah, exactly. This is the first song I've ever done where I can do that.
Yeah, like when the answering machine picks up and he fucking starts telling you, like, ah, fuck, like that part, it fucks me up because you can hear the emotion, like, you know, he's telling you they fucking shot me down, like I'm growing cold and all alone, and he's fucking screaming, you know what I mean? And it's like, fuck, like, yeah.
Do you want me to say the lyrics? Should I say them? Will that give them a better reference?
Or you know what? How about we?
I can say them.
Yeah, you can say them real quick, and then just kind of play. You know what? How about you play where the answering machine?
I could play the whole song.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck.
Let's do it.
So it says he took the wrong way home. He'd never been down that way before. He thought he was alone, so his mind began to race again. He stepped out from the dark. He pushed his back against the wall. He said, "Give me your money, boy. Don't you play no games." He said, "I don't have anything you want. Look at my wallet. It's bare. I don't have anything you want. Please just let me go." He pulled the trigger. He blinked his eyes. He ran away and left him there, down on the ground, a pool of blood. He knows he's running out of time. And with the ambulance coming soon, he had to make another call. He got her answering machine and tried so hard to talk. He said, "Babe, they shot me down, and I'm alone and growing cold. We haven't spoken years, but I just thought I'd let you know that you're the one I love, and that's never changed. Not a day's gone by where I haven't wished you were my wife. You've been everything to me, but I had to set you free. You are the one that's in my dreams. I wish you'd say the same for me. And I just don't know what to do. I'm alone, and I'm afraid. I can't believe it ends this way. I always thought I'd see your face. I always thought I'd hold you in my arms and prove that I'm your man. I always thought I'd love you when we're old, but there's been a change of plans. And I'm not afraid to die. I understand it's just my time. I just regret that I didn't live with you here right by my side. Goodbye, love. And that's it.
That gave me goosebumps. Like, it fucks me up.
That's crazy.
Right in the loins. Right in the loins.
So let's see if I can get this to work.
If not, we're going to have a karaoke session, motherfuckers.
Sorry, guys. Let me do that again.
He took the wrong way home. He never been down that way before. He thought it was home. So his mind began to race again. He stepped in from the door. He pushed his back against the wall. He said, "Give me your money. Why don't you play no games?" He said, "I don't have anything you want. Look at my wallet, it's bare. I don't have anything you want. Please just let me go." He pulled the trigger, he blinked his eyes. He ran away and left him there. Down on the ground, a pool of blood. He knows he's running out of time. And with the ambulance coming soon, he had to make another call. He got her answering machine and tried to haunt his dog. He said, "Baby, show me down, and I'm a lonely growing old. We haven't spoken years, but I just had to let you know that you're the one I love, and it's never changed. Not a day's gone by. I never wish you were my wife. You've been everything to me, but I had to set you free. You are the one that's in my dream. Wish you said the same for me. I just don't know what to do. I'm alone and I'm afraid. I can't believe it is like this. Always thought I'd see your face. I thought I'd hold you in my arms and prove that I'm your man. I thought I'd everywhere we'll go. But there's been a change of plans, and I am not afraid to die. Understand it's just my time. I just regret I didn't live with you here by my side. Goodbye.
That really made me miss hearing Aaron fucking jam on the drums.
Shout out to my boy. Aaron Nunez, man.
Dude, that made
Brother.
me miss fucking hearing him hit the
Yeah.
fucking drums, dude.
That's
Really
him
bad.
on the drums, man, for Blue Throne Poets. And
Ah, man.
Right there, we have my boy Josh Alvarez on the bass right there. So that's a beautiful song. So that one's Answering Machine. Is that cool? Was that kind of cool?
I love that shit. Everybody else can suck it.
This is the idea I kind of had for this episode, and I don't know if it's a
it's
good
honestly
idea or
one of
not.
those songs that just fuck, dude. And I haven't heard that one in years. Like it's
I know, dude.
it takes some out of you. Like, but like it made me miss being in there and you guys jamming and fucking. I miss hearing fucking Aaron on the drums, dude.
Yeah, absolutely, man. He was
Like,
fantastic.
and he got great, man. Like once.
Oh yeah.
We were in Houston and someone told him, hey, you know, fucking hit it like this, and the motherfucker just
Yeah.
would practice. God damn, he got fucking on it, dude. Yeah, that was.
He was always real pocket, man. I mean, his hand work, like especially for like his hi-hat work and his fills were like nobody could touch him, dude. Like drummers today here in El Paso in the scene still talk about his work, man. Like
Yeah, no, man. And
he
his
put a lot of work in.
his fucking setup was outrageous. Like,
Oh, it was
people
fucking
would show up, you know, they got like 3 drums and 2
Yeah.
hi-hats, and this motherfucker had a rack, fucking cymbals, and beautiful fucking drum
Oh,
set.
yeah.
Like, fuck, dude. Like,
We always said, like, if you have it, like, use it. Like, why wouldn't you not expand your kit so that way you could do more and get more out of it? And that's the kind of drummer he was, man.
dude, that
He
shit.
got he squeezed everything out of every little piece he had, man. He even had a block sometimes, like he even had a cowbell for certain songs and
Yeah.
stuff. Like, he was just always super creative. I would walk in and like I'd hit him up, be like, "Hey, dude, what are you doing?" And he'd already be like in the practice space, you know, with his headphones on, like playing like System of a Down just with his headphones, dude. It's like,
Yeah, no, man. There's some of the songs I'd be like, this motherfucker, and he'd use every fucking hi-hat he had, whatever, every cymbal, and I'm like, fuck, dude. Like,
yeah.
no, man, shit. His setup always fucking outshined everybody. Like, when it was a show or whatever the fuck, you know, it was a big, you know, pro white fucking drum set with a shitload of cymbals, a rack. Like, it was a nice rack.
Yeah, man. So that was the Blue Throne Poets era, and that was Answering Machine.
Oh yeah, that one fucking gets
What
me right
else,
in the
man?
lines. What else? You know what? I mean, "Stranger in Your Eyes" was a good one. When I first heard it, I think we were drunk and we were hanging out, and Joseph was like, "Hey, did you hear the song that fucking Jake put up?" And I was like, "Ah, you were in Phoenix, or were you already in Houston?"
We might have already been in
I
Houston.
think you had
We
just
were
got
in
to
Houston
Houston.
because I recorded it in Houston.
Okay. Yeah, so it was that motherfucker. I was like, ugh. But you know what? It's because all the ones that are about love, but that hit hard, is my kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like, Love Letters, Queen of Everything, like all that kind of shit, like just fucking hits me. Or, dude, Final Ballad is one of my favorites, and I don't think I've heard it enough. Like, you know what I mean? It was one of those songs like on a B-side record is what it would be on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it was like, oh man, that's a bad motherfucker. Like,
That one, well, obviously, that one was like, was real,
ballady.
it was heavily influenced by The Cure.
Dude, that shit was bad. Like, what else?
Let me see if I got that one.
Obviously, Presence is one of my favorites. But that was just when we lived in Houston. We had a gym at our apartment, so I'd go after work, go to the gym, go work out, and on the walk home from the gym to the apartment, the song I would listen to would be Presence. And he's fucking in love, and he's telling this chick, like, you remind me of Presence on my birthday. Like, he's telling her, fuck, like, I'm fucking here. Let's do this, you know? And then she kicked him in the balls. No, I'm just kidding. No, she didn't. But I think that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, we could talk about Presence, man. Funny thing about it is I used to write a lot of songs, and some of them I would bring to the band, and some of them I wouldn't. And Presence is a particular song that I never performed with Angel Syndrome or Blue Throne. I just didn't like. There were some songs I just didn't feel like had the
What it needed?
momentum or like had the actual vibe for Blue Throne, which my guys would have loved it and they would have played it, but it was just kind of more simple. You know, I've always been heavily influenced by oldies and things like that, and Presence was just like can I write a love song? I always think that, like, I know I write a lot of love songs.
So, like, it was one of those that you can write and go along with. Like, something. It was just something you had to prove to yourself, I guess, kind of.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that song, man, Presence, it was just written around that first line. Usually my first line will, if I can get a good first line in the song,
It'll handle the rest.
everything else will just follow behind it, like follow the leader. Like, you remind me of Presence on my birthday. Like, when I thought about that, like, oh shit, like, I've never heard someone think about it like that. I never heard anyone say it like that. I mean, you remind me of Presence on my birthday. Like, what does that mean? Like, that means you make me think of things I'd only want to do with you. You're the reason I'd ever want to live to be 93. Watch the world fall apart and you'd still be in love with me. Yeah, I'd fulfill my life. Like, what is life about? Life is to love. Life is to be loved, to get loved, and to receive love and to give love. You know, that's what we're here to do, man. I mean, love is such a abstract concept, and it's so crazy, and it's so easy to give up on it, to try to protect yourself and everything. You can do that, and you'll be just fine. But are you living, or are you just surviving? You know, with love, it brings a lot of heartbreak. It brings a lot of joy, and it's all about the balance.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? People don't want that balance. People just want sunshine all the time, and they don't want any rain. You know, they don't want any pain or anything. They just want everything to be good all the time. But if you understood more that it's about the balance and it's not so much about, oh, I have more bad than good.
Yeah.
I think people would enjoy their lives a little bit better. That is the wrongest time to do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we just had fucking wiener slung at us.
Yep. Another flash. Can I get through this fucking song, please?
Down!
You remind me of presents on my birthday. You make me think of things I'd only want to do with you. You're the reason I'd ever want to live to be 93. Let the world fall apart, but you'd still be in love with me. Yeah, I'd fulfill my life. Oh, I'd fulfill my life. Nowadays I'm just asking for the impossible. I don't expect you to ever feel the same way for me, 'cause you're the perfect love song I'll never be good enough to sing, because I'm just a used up lover that was poorly taken care of. There is no true love nowadays. It's like a trail that feeds away. Hard it, but just how things really are. No one needs it anymore. No one needs was so much fun just to be in love with you. I'd make you smile, make you laugh, and then I'd make you go crazy. Ooh, ow. Let the years go by, we'll do whatever we wanna do. We'll watch the world fall apart, but I'd still be in love with you. Complaining that there's no true love nowadays. It's like a trail that fades away. There's none that can compare to a love like ours. No one dreams it anymore. No one feels it anymore. Wasn't it everything that everyone wanted to be? Or maybe it's just you and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Maybe it's just you and me. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Maybe it's just you and me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, oh, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That takes me back.
So that was Presence. And we were in Houston, so that's about like 2005 right there.
You didn't go to,
2006.
yeah, I was going to say, you weren't, yeah, 6. Pick up 6. Goes to 7.
No, it was 2006 because by 7 we were already back in El Paso.
And 7 is when I went over there.
Really?
January 1st of 2007.
I might have
we came
I
back-
might have recorded it before you got
You
there.
you recorded before I got there.
Yeah.
But I went January 1st of 2007. Not 27. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope this is a cool episode, man. I don't know. Guys, let me know if you guys are digging this kind of stuff. We're gonna get into some more newer music as we keep going in this episode. But
Yeah, I mean, for me, all of his music's been great, but I guess because I'm more emotionally attached to the old shit
there you go.
is what it is. I mean, being young and hearing certain music, even when you hear it when you're older, it fucking takes you back. You know what I mean? It just it puts you at ease. Is that the word? I don't know.
Yeah. And it's just kind of like every band or any musician that you get into. There's like certain, there's like certain albums that hit harder and things like that. It's been a long journey, man. Starting out in El Paso, taking off to Arizona in 2005 in Phoenix, Arizona. We went out there. We went and studied, became audio engineers. Then we played out there. We made a lot of music out there, like Love Letters, Queen of Everything.
Yeah. What was the other one? What was the name of that song? It was on the demo.
There was Ashes in Autumn.
Ashes in Autumn.
There was Faded Ink.
Faded Ink. Fuck, I forgot about those.
Yeah. Faded Ink, actually, we ended up putting that song on Q Connected on KLAQ.
Yeah.
That song was really cool. And Shattered Rock and Roll, man.
You know what? You're not too fond of Shattered Rock and Roll, are you?
You know what? It's a 3-chord song, and I never thought I didn't expect it to really pick up any type of traction.
For your friends to enjoy it. I mean, we enjoyed the shit out of it, man. I think that song, like, for us as your friends, like, really got us going. Like, we'd be drinking and fucking cheers, madre. I mean, I don't know, man. That song fucking...
The funny thing about Shattered Rock and Roll is it's like one of the first songs that I've always tried to write like in oldie chord progressions. because those were my favorite. And when I was young, I used to try to overcompensate and play a lot more complicated. My words were subliminal and things like that. I was really trying to be at a higher level of what I thought was a higher level, you know?
Yeah.
And Shadow Rock and Roll was like the first time I actually kind of simplified everything. And I brought this song to the guys, and it was totally different than anything we had on the set. Because everything else was a lot more serious. Everything else was a lot more heavy and stuff for what the time was. But Shadow Rock and Roll was kind of like a fuck you song, but in disguise, because the song sounds happy.
Yeah.
The song sounds really happy and stuff like that, but the words.
I mean, I think I prefer a fuck you of a I'm fucking alive and I'm enjoying this.
That's
Fuck
it,
you,
man.
than being a fuck you. You know what I mean? It's a I'm alright. Me la pelas. You know?
Yeah, let's hear that one next, man. Shattered Rock and Roll. For me, Shattered Rock and Roll means that it's imperfect. For me, Shattered Rock and Roll means that that rock and roll isn't the same as it used to be anymore. It's different. It's evolved. Maybe for the better, maybe for the worse. A lot of people have different opinions, but no matter what, like if it's rock and roll, it's still good. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I felt about it. If it's shattered rock and roll, it's all right. I'm gonna be okay, like
still
always.
rock and roll.
Yeah. If I don't care nowadays, don't worry. I'll always remember who I used to be. Singing songs, making love, and laughing. I took my only chance and I used it, but I miss it all just in the way that we were, my love. You and me laying by the candles. So I set that up, and then I say, I'll never look you in the eye. I'll pretend my life is really easy now without you. I want to see just what you think if I walk by, because if I get my way, I'll devastate you. Pay the price until I'm satisfied with you, love, but I don't think that'll ever happen, because every day you walk away from me, always telling me you'll never love me again. You still don't know why I'm so cold inside with freedom? Heartless is the way I've never been before. So if it's shattered rock and roll, it's all right.
Yeah.
So you hear this happy song, but then you hear those words. And it's
And
just
then
kinda
this motherfucker.
Let's check that one out. We also use this song for our podcast,
Yeah.
which is Talking Wild with Jake and Lex.
It's that good shit.
And it's the intro for our podcast because it's one of those songs like you mentioned. Take me back to how you guys like got hold of the song and everything.
It was on your MySpace. You would put shit up.
Yep.
And then that's where we would fucking pull it off from. And then we'd make our own CDs and shit. So we'd tell you, hey, put more shit up. Because, I mean, this is 2006, 2007. So sharing that shit wasn't that easy.
Oh, yeah. But that's how advanced MySpace was, dude. I don't give a shit, dude.
Yeah.
MySpace was better than Facebook, and it always was better than Facebook.
I agree.
Especially for like a band setting, we can have like a little marquee like on our page, and we could put like all of our dates and stuff like that. And if they were past events, like they would like
check.
Yeah, they would check that they were already done and stuff. You can't do that on Facebook. Like you got to make actual events and then throw them out specifically. Whereas like I could take like 9 shows and I could put all the dates and everything on there, and they would show up as soon as you go to our MySpace.
Upload the music, and you can just click the play.
Yeah, and then there was like a little to load up a playlist, and most of us would put like our favorite songs that we were listening to at the time. But I could actually upload my own music, and it would show me the likes and show me how many plays it had and stuff. Like that shit was like very, very, very helpful for me. And Facebook didn't take any of that shit. I don't know if it was like a copyright issue or something that they couldn't do those type of things. But imagine where MySpace would be right now, dude.
Oh yeah, fucking Facebook screwed MySpace, bro. Like
then you had like your top 8, so you would only just like it kind of had like an Instagram feel.
If you put the code, the extra code, you can get like a top 12.
Yeah.
You know, little this, little that.
Yeah, that was cool, man. You can like really like get into the coding of it aspect, and like you can change like your wallpapers and stuff like that. Like
I'm not saying my wallpaper was boobs and ass and bikinis.
Most likely.
Okay, it was. But that's fine, right? Yeah.
So Shattered, you guys would like go to the Angel Syndrome MySpace, and you guys would pull that up.
Yeah, and we'd fucking download it and put it on a CD and get drunk. Drunk.
I remember recording this song.
And you called us.
I remember recording this song in Houston. And while I was in the booth about to record the vocals, my brother called me. God rest my brother's soul. My brother passed in 2014 to lymphoma cancer. And my brother called me and he's like, I'm literally on the phone in front of the mic in the booth. And I'm like, what's up, bro? And he's like, hey, man, like this song, like, you know what, man, you should write like a party song. Like you should write this kind of song. It's like, you know what, you don't give a fuck. And like, you know what, like you're over that chick. And I say, like, yeah, man, I actually did write a song like that. It's called Shatter Rock and Roll. You can hear me say it in there. Mm-hmm. But that's me talking to my brother, dude. And people don't know that, but that's one of the ad-libs in the beginning of the song. Is I go, yeah, I made a song like that. It's called Shatter Rock and Roll. Like he just like randomly hit me up and told me that idea that he had. And I was literally in the studio recording that song at the same time. I don't know, man, if it's fate and that's why that song, if he blessed it, people love that song, man.
It's great.
And
I remember when you're recording, you're like, hey, guys, I'm recording. Everyone's like, through the phone and shit. And yeah.
So because my brother called me, I was like, well, fuck, let me call the guys and let me see if we can get like a little Cobra shout out, And
and it just so happened we were all hanging out as a fucking, I think like a Friday or Saturday or some shit.
And so you hear like, hey, it's a Cobra party, and you hear us all like, oh, and then even Aaron got into the booth, and we were like, oh, oh, no. Here you go, guys. Shatter Rock and Roll. I write songs like that all the time. It's like Shatter Rock and Roll. That's me talking to my brother. Mama Meatloaf, we want to know.
Mama Meatloaf, that was me, guys.
If it's shattered rock and roll, it's alright. I'm gonna be okay like always. If I don't care nowadays, don't worry. I'll always remember who I used to be. Singing songs, making love and laughing. I took my only chance and I used it. I miss it all just in the way that we were, my love. You and me laid by the candles. I'll never look you in the eye, I pretend my life is really easy now without you. I wanna see just what you think if I walk by. Cause if I get my way, I'll devastate you. Pay the price until I'm satisfied with you. I don't even think it'll ever happen. Cause every day you walk away from me, always telling me you'll never love me again. You still don't know why I'm so cold inside with freedom. Heartless is the way I've never been before. If it's shattered rock and roll,
Hey, Daddy.
if it's shattered rock and roll,
There he is.
I'm very aroused.
Yeah, man, that's Shatter Rock and Roll right there.
Yeah. That was a good song to be drunk to, man. I think I was too drunk to that song too often.
Yeah, it's a real special song, man. I liked all the ad libs, man. I had never done that on a song before. Like throw so many ad libs just like in the background, all chill. And that one was That one was special. So like I stacked all the ad libs and I put your guys' stuff all over on the same ones, like my conversation with my brother.
Mhm.
And then I took that same piece and I put it towards the end too. So
Yeah.
it was just kind of like,
It was dope, man. It was a shit. It's my kind of shit.
again, shout out to my boy Aaron on the drums right there. He also helped record that song. He recorded the majority of it because he recorded me in it. And shout out to my boy Guy. You guys know Guy, Chris Herrera. That's him on the bass right there. It's a real simple song, just real kind of like, you know, when I first started playing music, man, me and my first drummer Albert, man, shout out to Baby Shits. Me and him, man, we love the movie That Thing You Do, The Wonders, man.
Fucking Baby Shits.
That thing you do, and like that song kind of made me feel like I went back to that feeling, you know. So that we're still in 2005 right here,
Dude. It hits hard, man. Like, you know what? The more the music like that you made when you were with Brett and Josh,
Oh yeah.
like those motherfuckers. God, man, fucking Brett on the guitar and
I definitely want to get into that. I want to play one of those songs, man. It's a song called "You Win."
that's my shit. It fucks me up. Like,
But before we get out of this era, which is like 2005, guys, and this is Angel Syndrome stuff, I want to get into a song that I wrote in recording school called "Queen of Everything" and "Love Letters."
yeah, they hit it.
"Queen of Everything" was a song. I always loved that song from The Temptations, "Just My Imagination."
Mm-hmm.
Man, I believe it's The Temptations.
It's running away with me. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's running away from me. But the whole song is that he's like explaining this beautiful relationship that he has with this girl that he loves. And just at the very end of the song, with only one line, he changes everything. In the very, very end, he says, "But in reality, she doesn't even know me." That's it. And it fucking changes the whole fucking song.
It's like, fuck, he's in love with her in this, and you make me feel this way. Oh, yeah, she doesn't even know I'm here.
So the whole time you're thinking,
Running away with me.
the whole time you're thinking, oh man, they're having a beautiful like relationship,
She
and they're
fucking
so
loves
happy.
the shit out of him. You know
But
what
then
I mean?
then when the chorus comes in, he's like, "Just my imagination," which means, oh, okay, they're having a bad relationship. It's not going as good. That's what I got out of it. But then at the very, very end, he goes, "But in reality, she doesn't even know me." And then the chorus makes sense. It's just my imagination. And I was like, fuck, that is a fucking awesome, awesome fucking idea. And not a lot of songs are written like that.
Yeah, like you're
So-
thinking one thing, and then at the end, you're like, oh, shit.
So "Queen of Everything" was my attempt at that. And
That's a good one.
"Queen of Everything," it says, "Holding you, I'm living in a dream. Someone so beautiful couldn't be meant for me. I make you laugh. You kiss me on the cheek. I can feel my eyes roll back. You're soothing me to sleep.
Oh, yeah. I love it, dude.
I say, I hear your voice, how I love the sound. No one makes those words mean so much to me." What I mean by that is, when I hear her say "I love you," that means everything to me. More than I can hear that from anybody else. It would never mean as much as she does when she says
And when
it.
she says it, you feel it all the way fucking to the
And
core.
So I don't say that, but I respond to it. I respond and say, no one makes those words mean so much to me. I love you too. I'm forever yours, and I wouldn't mind giving you reasons why. Babe, you got it all. You're the queen of everything. All I'm looking for, all that I adore. And when it starts to rain, I'll just take your place. Don't fuck me up. I'll just take your place. I won't hesitate to give you brighter days. And then I say, but it was just a dream. You don't even know my name, and all my thoughts of you wither all away. Queen of everything passes me right by. If she only knew how I feel inside. Oh, listen, please, the heartbeat might just stop if I adore you. I only want to spend some time. The best way I know how is with you. And if I adore you, would you ever want me to? And if I adore you, could you ever want me to? Like, that's a double meaning in the end, because I say, and if I adore you, would you ever want me to? It's like, I'm asking that question. And if I adore you, could you ever want me to? Like, would you ever want to to feel that way for me too.
me.
So there.
Love me, goddammit, love me.
It's a lot of words, guys. I'm sorry that I had to fucking.
Love me.
I had to stay on track. Here's that fucking song, and I don't know what the hell I was listening to when I wrote this song, but I was really trying to be like. I was really trying to be like classical music, man.
Oh, okay.
This is my only attempt at trying to do this kind of stuff. And so I wrote this song in Phoenix, Arizona. So I was 18 at the time.
You're such a talented musician.
Holding you, living in a dream. Someone so beautiful couldn't be meant for me. I make you laugh, you kiss me.
Check it out. I take off my headphones right here.
You can now make love to me.
That's a great song, man.
Dude, it was, I'm telling you, a lot of these songs, I like to just have beers and just fucking put them on.
Is this episode cool, or is this just kind of the shit that we like and it's going to be boring to
No,
everybody?
I think everybody enjoyed it, you know. Unless we suck. We'll figure it out. We will know tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll know tomorrow when this comes out. Let's move right along to love letters. We can't continue without mentioning love letters.
All right. That was a good one, too, man. Some of these songs just, fuck, man, they hit me right in the loins.
In the loins?
Yeah. Your loins.
The fruit of thy loins. That sounds so good when you say that.
Your loins. I never cheated on you.
I never cheated on you. Yeah, man. So Love Letters was made around the same exact time that we wrote Queen of Everything. Funny thing about Love Letters is that this song was right before Chris got there, right before Guy joined us in Phoenix. And for some reason, I'm not 100% sure why, but we never threw his bass line on this song. So the recording is just me and Aaron. Aaron on the drums, just me on guitar. And I used a classical nylon guitar.
Do you wear nylons?
Yes. It's Pride Month, dude.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do it right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Queen.
you're my queen.
Here we go.
Of everything. That does sound dirty. You know what? I'm just going to take a sip of my shit.
No, man. Love Letters, I remember writing it in my room at my apartment in Mesa, Arizona.
When I'm alone in my room.
Exactly. And this particular song, I was going through a breakup, and sometimes when you break up with somebody, you're still in love. You know, they leave, you're still in love. And I wanted to talk about that. And I wanted to talk about how I still felt like I was in love, and how like all the shit that we argued about was just bullshit and it didn't really
Pointless
mean anything.
shit that we could have gone past. Love me.
So I start the song again with a phrase that means a lot to me as a songwriter, because for the first time I was a conceited ass bitch. Like, I was real confident in what I said this. And I remember, if I say this, I'm going to have to live with it.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm throwing it out there.
Yeah.
So I better fucking mean it. And I say, no one's going to love you like I do. And I remember thinking, like, fuck, should I throw that in there? And I'm like,
Fuck them.
you know what? Fuck it. Like, if I'm going to say this, I better fucking mean it.
Mean the
and
shit out of it.
at the time, I felt that way. And I meant it. And I don't have any regrets. And that's why I've said, no one's going to love you like I do. Another fun fact about this song is that I stopped cussing in my music pretty much after this song. When I wrote this song, I felt like it was too pretty. I felt like it was too soft for the stuff that we were doing at the time, Angel Syndrome. So I threw a cuss word in there. And after that, I realized that I don't really need a cuss, man. Like, I'm pretty good with my words to really like let people understand exactly.
You're a cunning
how I feel.
linguist.
I'm a cunning linguist, and I'm a furious master debater.
I agree.
You know, don't even get me started. So this is the last time I've ever cussed on a song till this day, and that's 2005. So how long has it been? 15 years?
Yes.
So another reason why I don't cuss in my music is that I have a lot of religious friends, and they don't listen to music with cussing in it. So I always want them to be able to hear my music and to share it with their kids and all that stuff.
Oh, so we're fucked. They're not going to watch this podcast.
So as a man of the Lord that I am,
Yeah, you're Catholic. Yes, ma'am.
I'm Catholic,
Yeah.
but I still have love for my Mormon brothers and sisters, my Jehovah, brothers and sisters and stuff. So I don't cuss. That's another reason why I don't cuss. And to top it off, it's easier to get your songs on the radio if you don't have to take out any cuss words of it. So this is the last one I ever did. Love letters. No one's going to love you like I do. You threw it all away, and I finally figured it out. Making me suffer is just another way to rest your head. You got me in your hands, and I'll go when I'm dead. I used to make you smile. Please let us lie here bare, with nothing in between us as if memories weren't there. We're just too freaking busy, making more every day. We never find the time to remember why we hate. So no one's going to love you like I do. Try to generate this with somebody new who only knows your name because you got a pretty face, but you got scars inside you that only I can feel and erase. The nightmares that we've been through were never fantasies, and every time your heart broke, you always ran to me. You just wanted me to hold you and sing you to sleep, all the songs you love that remind you of me. So no one's going to love you like I do. Just try to generate this with somebody new who only knows your name because you got a pretty face, but you got scars inside you that only I can feel and erase. And that's Love Letters. Let's hear it.
It's like Freddy Cougar, but on the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, bitch.
No one's gonna love you like I do. You threw it all away, and I finally figured it out. Making me suffer is just another way to rest your head. Got me in your hands, and I'll go
in the CD we had, or that I had, right after this, Rage song would come out.
That's fun, man.
Yeah.
So that was Love Letters, everybody.
See, I think with a lot of the music that you'd make, I could relate to, like, when it came to being in love and just...
And being super depressed. I was a really gloomy kid, man.
It was gloomy, but it hit me in places.
But that's the thing about rock and roll, man. Like, you could make sadness beautiful.
Yeah,
I've always said this. It's really hard to make a real happy rock and roll song, because the sad ones just really get you. And I've always wanted to be able to make a happy song that could do that. And that's when I found reggae, man. In reggae, you can make a real happy song and let it hit just as hard as that.
Yeah. And see, like, You Win. God, dude, that...
Let's get into You Win.
Anytime you would sing it, it would just... It fucks me up, man. You Win is one of those songs that... Explain what it's about to them, and then I guess some of you will know why it fucking hits me so hard. Like,
You Win is another example lyrically where I go against my personality, and I know that I'm doing this. This is a first for me. I'm saying I give up.
Excuse me.
I've always been the type of person, and I've always been the type of lover to die trying. Like, I'll die trying. Like, I've always, when I was growing up and learning what it is to be a man, I've always known that like giving up is a terrible trait to have.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my grandfather, my grandparents, you know, all my family, you know, you got to try. We try, you know. In this music industry, you have to try. In this music business, sometimes it feels like my city doesn't love me, man. You know, sometimes I feel like they don't know anything about me and what I've been trying to do for 20 years. All the stuff I've been trying and trying to represent and actually just get some type of recognition. I mean, sometimes it can feel like that, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's for every musician. Every musician will go through that feeling where they kind of feel like that, you know?
And the thing is just because your music's great doesn't mean you make it. But just because you made it doesn't mean your music's great.
Exactly.
Because there's a lot of artists like, damn, that's fucking horrible. I'm not even a musician, you know? And I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like,
yeah. So for all you young musicians that are really really figuring out and wanting to come into this type of profession, just know when you get down like that, you know, it's never as dark as you really think it is. You know, there is a lot of people that do see what you're doing. They do appreciate what you got to contribute, and they do respect you, man. Like, you know, back in the day, we would just play 4-hour shows by ourselves because we didn't really get a lot of support from the other bands that were playing at the time. We always didn't sound as hard, as heavy as them or things like that. We never scream as good as them and stuff. So we always just played alone, and all of our family would go out and a few of our friends, and they enjoyed their time. You know, they always think back at those Angel Syndrome shows and they love them. But we never felt like we had we never felt like we had any type of support or love from El Paso. And now we come back and we come full circle. Like, we come back and we're doing reggae and we're doing cumbia and we're doing reggae rock. And we named ourselves after El Paso because at the end of the day, who are you? I'm just an El Paso kid, you know, and that's kind of how it went around full circle. So getting back to You Win, this is on the Blue Throne Poet days where we have Charlie Rock from Radio La Chusma on the keys. We have Brad. His name's Aaron Armstrong. On the solo, on the lead guitars. We have Josh Alvarez on the bass, and of course, we got my brother Aaron Nunez on the drums. And You Win is another ballad that I always wanted to end, and I wanted to end the Blue Throne Poets album with this song. You Win is finally me admitting defeat for the first time. Admitting that I give up, admitting that I throw my hands up. And I've had a very big struggle with that concept for a long time. But it was just kind of what I was feeling at the time, and I decided to call out my shit, you know. And that's what I did on this song, You Win. And I'm talking about things that really happened. You were there
For all of them.
for all the things that happened. You know, this breakup, I didn't want this breakup to happen, and it did. And I ended up moving away. I went to Phoenix, and then I moved to Houston, and then she moves to San Antonio. And she's hitting me up like, hey, can I go see you this weekend and stuff? And I'm like, fuck, man.
Like, you're
You know,
hurting me. Like, let me heal. Like, but
I'm trying to heal.
You want this or not? Or
I'm really trying to get away, but then again, I don't want to. So I'm just like, whatever I do, you win. You know,
yeah, like,
I'm just putting my hands up. And the funny thing is, she'll never hear this song. Like, she'll never hear this song, and that's fine, you know. But I hope people will find some peace with it, you know.
You think if she heard it, she'd be like, fuck.
I don't think she'd care, man.
No?
Nah.
I don't know.
But who knows, dude?
Well, this song, like, it no matter how many times I hear it, I'll turn it the fuck up, and it fucking hits me hard. Like, oh, I'm an emotional person. I just tend to hide it well, because fuck the world, and you know. No, I'm just kidding. No, I don't show emotion to just anybody. And this song just it fucks me up, dude. Like, I can feel like just everything I've held in just want to come out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm driving like, fuck you. Yeah, no.
Sorry, guys. This one's a little downer again, too.
No, it's a good one.
It's called You Win. This is the Blue Throne Poet era. And I say, I hope I don't say this sober. I couldn't wait till it's over. This lonesomeness can kill me. All my stupid songs about you were all because I couldn't ever get you out of my head. You win. I say, I partied in another country only to turn around and see you dancing with my friends.
It wasn't me, though.
I put 1,000 miles between us, and when you finally moved out, you only ended up closer. You win. And then I say, my love is stronger than me. That's why I'm jealous that you moved on so fast. Baby, my love is stronger than me. That's why I've been here with a broken heart for years. You win. And in the end, I say, I hope I didn't say this sober. I couldn't wait till it's over. This giving up can kill me.
It's a bad motherfucker. Listening to this while drunk, man, fuck, dude, it really gets you in the feel skis. Fucking Aaron.
Hope I don't say this sober. I couldn't wait till it's over. This lonesomeness can kill me. All my stupid songs about you were all because I couldn't ever get you out of my head. Another country, only to turn around and see you dancing with my friends. I put 1,000 miles between us, and when you finally moved out, you only ended up closer.
say this sober. I couldn't wait till it's over. This giving up can kill me. That's right, boy.
That's right, boys. Yeah, man.
That was You Win, man. And oh man, that's one of my favorite solos of all time, dude. That one's just so beautiful. That's Bread. That's Bread on the solo, man.
You.
Man, when he threw that shit in there, I was like, dude, this is fucking ridiculous. That solo, man. I don't mean to be biased, but it's one of the best solos I've ever heard.
Like,
and I didn't write that, Bread did all that, and it's just fucking beautiful, man.
yeah, dude. Him and Josh just fuck every time, dude.
Dude. Good dudes, man, and it was
I hope
great.
they're doing okay. I haven't fucking seen.
It was
or
great.
heard from
We
them
spent
in
a
while.
lot of time with them, man. Last two songs I want to do, man, and we'll go ahead and wrap this one up. It's a pretty long one, huh?
Yeah. 113.
Last two songs I want to do is I want to show you guys a song called Fire Gazing, which is from Los Chucanos. And this particular song I wrote back in 2017. And I've always had this vision in my head of heaven. And it's dark and it's nighttime. And there's a campfire and all my loved ones are standing around that campfire. That's how I envision heaven. I don't know why, but I've always, realistically, if there is a heaven and if there is a God and all that stuff, what's over there and what does it look like? And for some reason, I always see a campfire with all my ancestors around it. Good or bad, I'm not going to be here and try to tell you I imagine that everybody was perfect or anything. But I just see them standing around that fire, and I've always thought to myself, what the fuck does that fire mean? And it's their life. It's the drive. It's the life, the virility that you have when you're alive and they're looking in the fire, and it's their life. And so I've been saving this arm to get that tatted. I want that campfire with all my ancestors around it. So this song is called Fire Gazing. I was always inspired by the story about fire gazing. When back in the early days of man, we would hunt all day, and when we'd come back, it's a stressful situation having everybody together. Everybody's quiet. It's intense. If we don't bring back the food, our people aren't going to eat or whatever. And when they get back after hunting and everything, they'd sit down and they would decompress by looking into the fire. And it's still something that we have till today as modern day humans. If we look into the fire, we can just actually decompress, and it's very relaxing for us. And that's called fire gazing. Mm-hmm. So I kind of put those two concepts together, and I just talk about my ancestry, our ancestry. I say when I finally get to heaven, it'll be nighttime. I've seen it all before, every day in my mind. All of my loved ones will be there standing around a fire waiting for me. I don't forget the wisdom that you left in your time. I always look for signs to you every day in my life. I always knew there was something more out there calling to me everywhere. So say a prayer for the ones on the other side. So say a prayer tonight. And that's actually the second verse. I fucked that up.
It's okay. You win.
So yeah, check out this song, man. times in my mind. All of my ancestors will be there, sitting round a fire waiting for me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Why can't I remember that fucking line, bro? You know how like sometimes you prepare and then all of a sudden you have a brain fart?
I had a few of those.
That's exactly what's
I
going on.
had a few regular farts.
And you know, I don't give a shit, man. This is my podcast. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Finally. Thank you. Nobody get to heaven, it will be nighttime. I've seen it all before so many times in my mind. All of my ancestors and me, they're sitting around a fire waiting for me. Whoa, whoa. I'll tell them all a story about a journey of love. My soul will bear its truth, I really hope it's enough. I'll say I hope I made you proud, though many times I know I didn't come close. So say a prayer for the love that's on the other side. So say a prayer tonight. Whoa, don't forget the wisdom that you left in your time. I always look for signs from you every day in my life. I always knew there's something more out there calling to me everywhere. I think about the history that runs through my veins. I wish I knew all of my ancestors by name. All of the good and all the bad, we gather around a fire of life we've hid. So say a prayer for the love that's on the other side. So say a fire gazing, we're fire gazing in heaven tonight. What a fire gazing, we're fire gazing in heaven tonight. What a fire gazing, we're gazing, fire gazing in heaven tonight. Oh, when I finally get to heaven, it will be nighttime. I've seen it all before so many times in my mind. All of my loved ones will be there, standing round a fire waiting for me.
That's a good one, guy.
Damn, sorry I fucked that one up, man.
No, man, I liked it.
That's what you get, guys. We didn't even we came in here. We didn't even think about like what we were gonna play or anything. Man, I'm totally not prepared.
No, seriously, I'm never.
Not prepared.
Nope, that was a good one, guy.
Last song I wanted to do is a song called Rise. Everyone has a song called Rise. What I'm talking about is I'm talking about our heritage. I'm talking about the blood that we have that runs through our veins, which is warrior blood. We come from a warrior race. We come from survivors. We are indigenous to this particular continent, which means that the earth, on this side of the earth, on this little corner of the earth, makes people like us. It is us. We share it now with our brothers and our sisters from all over the world. But a lot of them want to forget that, you know what, we were here. You know, racism really, really baffles me because we have the answer. We have the capability to throw away prejudices, and yet we still try to mask it like it's not. For instance, you like the 49ers.
Correct.
And Jimmy
G?
Jimmy G, he's a great quarterback, man. He's just starting out. You know what? That motherfucker, he can throw that ball, man. Like, he can read the defense. He can do good. Now, you got Jason Witten. He's a badass old school tight end, man. He's a classic. You can respect that, even though you don't like the Cowboys. Yeah. Now he's with the Raiders. You don't like the Raiders. You know, Von Miller, dude.
I can't believe you went, though. Like,
yeah. Von Miller, phenomenal motherfucker, you know, with the Broncos. J.J. Watt, phenomenal with the Houston Texans. What I'm saying is that you can give credit to dudes that aren't part of your team because you can respect what they do. Why can't we do that for all races? Like, hey, man, you know what? The whites, dude, if they put their minds to it, they're fucking badass, dude. They can do shit.
Everybody,
you know,
if
the
they
Chinese,
put their minds to it.
look at their determination, look at their focus that they're just naturally born with. Like, they're not born with it. We're all not born with it, but their heritage, their race, instills that in them. Obedience, dedication, focus, you know, pride, you know, just like us. You know, we're hard workers. We're deep thinkers. You know what I mean?
See, my thing is
why can't we just look at races the same way we look at different like ball players and respect that?
Because that's the problem. We're looking at races. It should be as an individual. You know what I mean?
Well,
I think. See
what I'm saying is give props to what your race is, dude. You know what I mean? Like, hey, those motherfuckers are bad, dude. They're one with the earth and stuff like that. Those motherfuckers, they had like some fucking deep ass shit. Like, they're spiritual people, man. Like, I respect that about that culture. I wish I had more of that in me, or vice versa, or anything like that. You know, like
and see with that, I completely understand. But with everything else, with the whole racism shit, is I feel people, instead of saying that guy's a piece of shit or that guy's a bad motherfucker, it's like with sports. You just mentioned a bunch of fucking football players. No teams were mentioned. It's this fucker was quote. He's with them. This fucker's good. That's the way it should be with everybody. You look at someone and be like, dude, that motherfucker's. I don't give a fuck if he's black, white, Hispanic. That motherfucker's a bad motherfucker. Course.
And every man should be judged by their character. You know, and that's the way it should be.
Like,
but then the stereotypes come in, and they're like, they're all like that. It's no wonder. That's the shit that fucks it up, man. Like just like one bad cop can't represent all cops.
Yeah.
One bad, you know, Latino or someone can't represent us all either, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's why it's like we have the answers and we can do it, but we don't respect each other because we don't know each other's stories and stuff. It's like I've always said this, that our heritage is a very lost commodity that we don't acknowledge or that we don't even put value in anymore. If you look at evolution, there's certain instincts that animals are born with and everything because it comes from their heritage. It comes from it's learned behavior that's in their DNA. We have that. We're not minerals. We're not plants. You know, we're animals. We have that ability, but we say no. Why? Because we don't care about our heritage. We don't look back. We don't try to know where we're from. So this song, Rise, is talking about us. I can only talk about us. I can't talk about any other race. I can only talk about our story and how our story's been lost for so long, and we belong to the generations that don't have that story. So who are you? I'm an American. Yes, you are. You are a fucking American. You're so American that your fucking blood has been here for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. That's how fucking American you are. Do you get any respect from it? Do you get any recognition of it? No. And that's the problem, man. That's for us. We need to feel like we weren't royalty kings in Europe, but you know what? We were fucking warriors out here, and we've lived here, and we respected the earth, and we knew what was up with the stars, and we knew what was up with the spirits and the Great Spirit, and we knew what was going on. We had some shit too, and that's what, like, generations like ours, we lost that. And this is what Rise is all about. This will be the last song.
You want me to forget just where I come from. You want me to forget the things we've been through here. Even in my own home, I got no place to call my own. You want me to forget, that's how you want it, yeah. Oh, 'cause when you take my history, you start to think less of me. I can see it in everybody else's eyes. Oh, 'cause when you take my history, you start to think less of me. Generations of lost souls, we just don't know where we're going. We gotta rise up together. We gotta rise up together. We are the product of the love of generations gone. We are the product of the love of generations gone. So we gotta rise up, hey. So we gotta rise. You can't understand just how it got this way. You wanna choose love and know they still will hate. They drown out the pain to all our suffering and tears. They tell us to leave if we don't like it here. Oh, but I got nowhere else to go, 'cause this is my family's home. I don't belong in no other part of the earth. Oh, 'cause I got nowhere else to go. This has always been my family's home. A generation of lost souls, we just don't know where we're going. We gotta rise up together, all of our minorities. We gotta rise up together, all of our ethnicities. We are the product of the love of generations gone. We are the product of the love of generations gone. Tell me how your ancestors lived. Tell me how they fought for what they did. Teach me how they learned the rights from wrong. Teach me how they sang their sacred songs. Show me how they prayed up to the Lord. Show me how they fought worth fighting for, so we won't make the same mistakes again. We learn from our ancestors who have lived, and together we rise.
Together we rise. We are the product of the love of generations gone. We are the product of the love of generations gone. So we gotta rise. Oh, hey. So we gotta rise. Oh, hey. Together we can rise.
I like it.
Yeah.
That was good shit.
Thank you guys. I'm probably gonna get some shit for that one, but you know, it's what it is.
Yeah, fuck them. That was a good one.
What do you think about this podcast, man?
That was good. I mean, I enjoyed the shit out of it, you know. Going down memory lane with the music and shit was nice.
Oh, absolutely, man. And if we can, if people do like this episode, please check it out, man. Check out our past episodes, guys, here on the Chucano Podcast on youtube.com/Los Chucanos. There you can find Talking Wild with Jake and Lex, and you can find the Chucano Podcast. These last few episodes have been bangers, dude. And people haven't really caught on to them yet, man. But hopefully, if you guys like this type of podcast, I can throw one in like this anytime. Like, you know, a couple episodes and like throw in some song meetings and some jams and stuff. I can't play other people's music, but I can play my own, and I won't get flagged for that.
Yeah. No, I think it was good, man. I nice and different. I mean, in the end, it's keep throwing them out.
I want to thank you guys. I want to thank you guys for supporting us. I got some great news that we do have merchandise available now. We have an online store, so you can order shirts and accessories from Los Chucanos, the Chucano Podcast, and Talking Wild with Jake and Lex on there.
Word.
It's an online store. We got 15% off until June 24th on all products right now on our online store. We got 15% off. And you guys should go check it out. You guys can get some cool stuff. We have face masks. We have shirts. We have stuff for we have onesies for the babies. We got kids shirts. We got girl shirts with the V-necks and some of them
Tank tops and this.
Tank tops, and we also got like great hoodies, man. They look really cool.
They look dope.
I mean, it's summer right now, so we're probably gonna stick with the summer gear. But I just got those hoodies on there just in case, you know, people wanna grab them early before they need them. And to get to there, you go to shop.spreadshirt.com/Los-Chucanos. So again, and you'll be able to find this. You'll be able to find the website, the link in the description of this episode, and of course from here on out, and also on the Talking Wild with Jake and Lex episodes, you can find the actual link to our merch store. It would help us out a lot, guys. We can get some better equipment in here. We can get some better mics and stuff, and it would just mean a lot to us if you guys could help us out and check out our merch store. Again, that's shop.spreadshirt, spreadshirt.com/Los-Chucanos. And I think that's it, man. That's a wrap. What do you think, man?
It was good, man. I enjoyed it. It was nice.
Thanks for joining me, man. I was gonna do this
man.
one.
It was nice.
I was a little shy about this episode, man. I've been thinking about it for a long time, but I was really shy about it, and I was gonna do it on my own. Because that's how shy I was about this particular episode, man. But thanks for helping me out, man. I appreciate it.
No, of course, man. You know, I got you.
And until next time, guys, we'll see you guys. Remember, you can catch us every Monday on the Chucano Podcast, and you can catch Talking Wild with Jake and Lex every Thursday. So we'll see you guys.
Yeah.
Take care. Have a beautiful week. Peace.
Have a good one. Bye.